What's going on, fellow ADHDers? It is me with ADHD, and today I want to talk about generic brand medication for ADHD versus name brand medication. Is it the same thing? Does it do the same thing, or is it different? Now, before we get into this topic, make sure that you've gone down there and clicked that subscribe button. Also click the bell icon, stay up to date with all my new content. Now, when it comes to ADHD medication, there are more than a few options that you can be prescribed from your doctor. It could be stimulants like amphetamines, dexmethylphenidate, dextroamphetamines, methylamphetamine, lisdexafemidate. It could be cognitive enhancement medications such as atomoxetine or guanfacine. It could even be antihypertensive medication like clonidine. Now, most people know them as their brand names, so you have stuff like Adderall and Ritalin and Concerta, but the brand names can be really expensive over time, and when you're taking something for possibly the rest of your life, then it can become quite expensive, and that's a little bit of a problem. Luckily, there are a bunch of generic brand medications out there that don't carry that big name, but do boast to do the same thing and have the same effect on you as the big name brand medications do. Now, I personally take name brand Adderall, so I didn't really have anything else to compare it to for this video, but I did the next best thing. I actually asked you guys. So I recently put a poll up on Twitter asking you guys the question, do you think that generic brand medication for ADHD is just as good as name brand? And here's what you guys said. A whopping 76% of you guys said that the generic brand is just as good as the name brand. That's to the 24% who said that it was different. Now, personally, I'm pretty happy with these results, because when you think about it, it should be the same as every other medication. So if you take painkillers, for instance, all of the brands of painkillers, regardless of whether or not they're name brand or generic, all have to have the same base ingredients in them. What I did find pretty interesting was some of you guys' comments on that poll. More than one person commented on the poll saying that they themselves or someone they knew had definitely experienced a difference between taking generic and taking brand name. When looking at the two of them together, the FDA says that the generic brand has an identical bioequivalence to the name brand. And what does that even mean? That basically means that the safety, the strength, the quality, the performance characteristics, everything about it should be exactly the same. Now, that's not to say though that there aren't slight differences beyond that. Different brands add certain different chemicals and certain added colors that can slightly change the medication as well. These slight differences can change the chemical bindings of the medication itself, and that in turn can change the rate or the speed in which the medication is released into your body. This could be why people swear that they can tell the difference when they switch from name brand to generic versions of the medication. Now, with all that said, which one is actually going to be better for you? Well, personally, I think it's all up to your body. Looking back at all the feedback I get daily on my channel, it doesn't seem to matter whether it's generic or name brand. I get different results from different people. People tell me that the name brand didn't work for them at all, but they swear on a certain generic brand that works for them perfectly. I know other people that have switched from name brand to generic and they just have never felt the same. The only thing you can do really is to try both and see which one has a great effect on you or not. So I hope this has helped you in your decision making on whether or not you're going to switch from name brand to generic, or whether you're going to go back the other way. Whichever it was, I hope that this has at least helped you a little bit in that decision. And I'd be really interested to know whether or not you're on name brand or you're on generic and your experiences with it. Help me to help you guys. I'd love to know what your experience is and which ones have helped you out more. So let me know that down in the comments below. Also, like the video if you did. Do not forget to subscribe, click the bell icon, stay up to date with all my new content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.